You know I hate you since you left me alone. While I can't hide you, I want to come back home. You gave up on me, you kept my freedom. Oh, let me be your nightmare.
Some interesting news. As you saw, my last video was me taking the car to Hoonigan. Drove the car about 300 miles. Performed pretty well, got hot a couple times, that's going to be fixed. But one main thing happened that caused this. So what pretty much went down with the Mustang is I pretty much couldn't shift it at all. The clutch was presumed actually destroyed. So I pretty much got it home after Victor filmed the video with my car. You'll see that on his channel shortly. Yeah, so pretty much the clutch was non-existent. Clutch was really old, I assumed, so I didn't really think anything of it when it blew up. I was like, well, time for a new clutch. So here's what happened with the car. So in order for us to get the trans out properly, we had to remove the headers. And upon doing so, one of the bolts was actually rounded off by our previous mechanic. So we actually had to take the Sawzall to the headers. I'll show you those headers in a minute. Here's one of them laying on the ground. But as you Mustang guys know, the Z-bar goes through your headers. So headers are off, Z-bar's out. Transmission is actually dropped completely. So here's the scatter shield that was on the car, freshly painted. And the flywheel's over here. This needed to be replaced. That's what it looked like. It's a lot of scoring. New clutch setup here. It's an 11-inch clutch compared to what was in it before. Which factory, I believe this car actually had an 11-inch clutch in it. So here's the old clutch. It's not bad. So what was actually wrong with the car? So upon disassembling, found a couple things that were concerning, such as this is a spring for the clutch pedal. It was actually wound around the headers, so the clutch wasn't engaging properly. The pedal was all messed up, so I need a new spring. The person who owned this car before took the actual spring mount that's supposed to be on the transmission is not there, so it caused the adjustment needle, which supposed to be on your fork. It was not, so it actually caused the adjustment thread to wear out, so it was smooth, so that wasn't doing anything when you tried to adjust it, which is all it needed. So all this stuff's getting replaced. Even though I didn't really need a clutch, but it's already out, so time for a new clutch. And new headers, header bolts, and I'm going to actually wrap the headers. So what needs to be done with the car? It's like 9 o'clock at night. Venture Master Nate. D. Craig 909. Toby. Here's the transmission. I'm going to degrease it, because it's already out of the car. I might as well do an oil change as well on it. So that's what's going to happen with this. Big shout out to WD-40 for sending me their industrial strength cleaner and degreaser. I'm actually going to be using this to clean the entire trans and hopefully make it look a lot better. Probably spray paint it. Also here is the old headers that had to be cut. So without further ado, let's start cleaning this. As according to instruction, I'm going to let this sit for several minutes and then start applying water and towels to remove all of this grease, pretty heavy in some spots, and then clean it all up. Well guys, it's a couple weeks later. I got caught up in work and stuff, but here's the transmission after I cleaned it up using that WD-40 with the little wire wheel. Helped a lot cleaner than it was. So now I'm gonna take it and we're gonna try to put it back in the car. And then last overview of the car. Drop steering column, clutch pedal, pedal assembly pretty much. So yeah, brake boosters out of the car, steering box is out of the car. So today me and Venture Master Nate are gonna take out or put the transmission back in. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay guys, so step one's gonna be putting the motor mount back in the car. So that was taken out, it's chilling over here. So pretty much got to put that back in because I had to fit the headers because freaking Summit couldn't make headers that actually worked. So I ordered manual transmission headers. As you see, these jet coated ones, the Z-bar didn't fit around it was the main problem. So I ended up having to dent brand new headers, but for some reason the ones from 1970 on the car actually fit perfectly. So I'm not sure why they can't make a good aftermarket header that will just fit on the car. So I'm at a loss for why they can't do that. But also gonna put on valve covers, so that's gonna happen. But first, putting the motor back in completely, and then we'll carry on with the transmission. I don't know if you guys can see that. Putting the motor mount back in. Actually slid in. It's crazy. Oh, maybe not. Fight it. Got you guys in a second when I get it fitted on. Well guys, we got the headers on finally. Z-bar is actually on. Everything seems to be clearing. Z-bar may need some mods to get it to work perfectly, but next up tomorrow, me and Nate are gonna move on to transmission. Actually, as you can see, it's dark out, and when we started it was light, so a lot of stuff happened. But I'll rant at the end of this video about those headers. So. Okay guys, so I'm pretty much just gonna weld this up right now to get everything back on, and then it'll be cool. I have Nate and Craig putting my transmission in. So yeah, they're doing almost the easier part right now because I'm trying to figure out how to fix this properly without any leaks. And get it back on the car, do a spark plug job. Hopefully she'll be running, and then paint these up. So it's happening right now. Well guys, here's the massive gaps all filled up. Pretty difficult to fill those like weird crevices, but I actually filled all of them, so I couldn't see any light going through. So now I'm gonna grind them all back, and hopefully it'll be good. These welds aren't that great, but they actually work really well. So now Craig's working on his egg.
Photo mounts. I just found an AC Pro. I can recharge my AC now.
Yeah, so
Sick.
he's gonna work on that, and then
Got the tranny in. I bench pressed that thing.
yeah, tranny's in. Nate's just tightening up the strap, a couple little things.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, but yeah, hopefully this car should be at Cruising Grand this week. I'll film another video, so that'll be good.
Bury all your secrets in my skin. Come away with the innocence, healing with my sins. The air around me still feels like a cage. Love is just a camouflage for what resembles rage again. So if you love me, let me go and run away before I know. My heart is just too dark to care. I can't destroy what isn't there. Deliver me into my fate. If I'm alone, I cannot hate. I don't deserve to have you. Ooh, my smile was taken long ago. If I can change, I hope I never know. I still press your letters to my lips and cherish them in parts of me that savor every kiss. I couldn't face a life without your light, but all of that was ripped apart when you refuse to fight. So save your breath, I will not hear. I think I made it very clear. You couldn't hate enough to love. Is that supposed to be enough? I only wish you weren't my friend, then I could hurt you in the end. I never claimed to be a saint. My own was banished long ago. It took the town to vote to let you go. Against my stones.
Yeah, it's an IDI.